that based on the findings of the IC report, Mr. Holness has placed the country's reputation in disrepute.
This is a serious blot on the country's image, both locally and internationally. It is untenable for our Prime Minister not to be in good standing with the country's Integrity Commission. We cannot go on like this. The Prime Minister must step aside now.
However, the PNP says based on its initial review, the Prime Minister has deliberately misled the country and Parliament. The release further pointed out that the recommendation that various opaque and questionable financial transactions involving Mr. Holness and his private companies be referred to the Financial Investigations Division (FID) for further investigation suggests that the matter is far from over. It also raised questions of the serious tax irregularities on the part of Mr. Holness's companies and recommends that these issues be referred to the Commissioner General of Tax Administration, Jamaica. Now,
in this video, we take a look at this response from the PNP on the report of the Integrity Commission that has been tabled before the Parliament of Jamaica. So the PNP has responded and said that the Prime Minister Andrew Holness must resign based on some tax irregularities from his companies that were shown in the report. Also, the leader of the opposition party PNP, Mark Golden, adds his voice to this call and states that the Prime Minister Andrew Holness must resign. So let's take a look at the videos, then we'll come back here and discuss more about it. But if you haven't yet liked this video, kindly like the video and also subscribe to the channel. Let's watch the videos together.
In a release this morning, the PNP says it's appalled by the revelations outlined in the Integrity Commission's investigative report into Prime Minister Andrew Holness's financial affairs. It says it's currently reviewing the full report with its legal team and officers to ensure that they fully understand the implications of the investigation. However, the PNP says based on its initial review, the Prime Minister has deliberately misled the country and Parliament. The release further pointed out that the recommendation that various opaque and questionable financial transactions involving Mr. Holness and his private companies be referred to the Financial Investigations Division (FID) for further investigation suggests that the matter is far from over. It also raised questions of the serious tax irregularities on the part of Mr. Holness's companies and recommends that these issues be referred to the Commissioner General of Tax Administration, Jamaica. Now, this, the PNP says, further compounds the untenable situation that faces the Prime Minister. The PNP says that Jamaica now finds itself in an unprecedented situation where its head of government is embroiled in a prolonged and unresolved integrity investigation. It says this battle being waged from the highest office in the land is undermining the country's democratic system and eroding public confidence in the government.
The parliamentary opposition is again calling for Prime Minister Andrew Holness to resign or call an election to allow the Jamaican people to decide whether he should continue to lead the country. Speaking at a press briefing moments ago, opposition leader Mark Golding argued that based on the findings of the IC report, Mr. Holness has placed the country's reputation in disrepute.
This is a serious blot on the country's image, both locally and internationally. It is untenable for our Prime Minister not to be in good standing with the country's Integrity Commission. We cannot go on like this. The Prime Minister must step aside now or call fresh elections so that the people have the chance to elect a new government that can take our country out of this mess.
Meanwhile, King's Counsel KD Knight told journalists that the details of the report are alarming.
I do not, for 1 minute, suggest guilt. I don't. But what I suggest is that the process should be allowed to take place and those who are found culpable be held accountable.
Welcome back. So in this video, the opposition party of Jamaica, that is the PNP, gave its recommendation or response on the report of the Integrity Commission that made headlines within the week. And they call for the Prime Minister of Jamaica, Andrew Holness, to resign from office based on some tax irregularities that were found in his company. And also, the leader of the opposition party, McGoldon, adds his voice to this call and calls for the resignation of the Prime Minister. Now, this Integrity Commission's report was made known to Andrew Holness, he says, about 2 years ago, but it is now making its way, after 2 years that a report was done, it is now making its way to the Parliament for Parliament to consider. However, in the integrity report, it is not even conclusive as to whether he is found guilty of any crimes of that sort. The Integrity Commission recommends that the financial status of the Prime Minister be handed over to the FBI or the FIB to check further about the financial status of the Prime Minister. After these whole years of investigations, it still needs to go to another entity to be able to go through all these financial investigations again. So some people are of the view that it is quite needless to waste time and then resources to probe this thing, because some people believe that this is a mere allegation against the Prime Minister and there is no sum and substance to it. However, some other people and majority from the opposition party PNP hold the view that the Prime Minister is corrupt and hence should be investigated for some actions or some dealings that he might have engaged himself in. The report is quite inconclusive, but the PNP calls for the resignation of the Prime Minister over some taxes that were not paid by his company. Let me know what you think about all these in the comment section below. Do you think that a Prime Minister is guilty of some of these allegations that are being pointed to him by the PNP? Or do you think that he has worked honestly for his money and so all these are just mere political tactics? Let me know what you think about all these in the comment section below. Also, don't forget to share this video to your friends, your family, and other groups that you are on other social platforms. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Just click the subscribe button down here. Click on the subscribe button. Click as well on the notification bell. And I'd like to see you again in my next video.